We're at the Bajaj Chalk and Track, where we've been introduced to the new 2017 Pulsars. There's 6 of them. Basically, they're all BS4. Basically, they all have automatic headlights on, or AHO. They also have a new CDI on the carbureted models that allows Bajaj to run 5 ignition maps instead of 2. Basically, tighter control over the spark. That in turn should translate to more performance, more economy, and better emissions performance. Let's start with the bikes that have changed the most. The first bike of those is this. This is the Pulsar 135 LS. I have a sheet of paper today because it's just too much to remember all of them and get them all straight. So this motorcycle is 60,178 rupees ex-showroom Delhi. The price fell 5,000 odd rupees from the earlier price quite a while ago. There's no major price correction right now, but Bajaj is changing the positioning of the motorcycle. To that end, apart from the BS4 engine, the visor is slightly taller. The grab rail is a single piece unit instead of the split one that it used to be, and together Bajaj is saying it will be positioned against the glamour, against the shine, and that class of motorcycles. That's the new 135 LS. All of these motorcycles are on their way to the showrooms, are already there. So if you go to a Bajaj showroom today, you should be able to meet the 2017 line. Let's come to the most important motorcycle of the lot, and it's the oldest looking motorcycle here, and that's the Pulsar 150. It is the newest despite the way it looks, and in terms of looks, the only things that's changed is these graphics, which Bajaj is calling laser edged. They're not laser edge, it's just a name. But basically what is new? The engine. The bottom end of this engine comes from the 220 or the 180, not like the old 150. Massive improvement in refinement. I rode it back to back with the old one today. The difference is stark. It reminds me a lot of the refinement of the Pulsar 200 NS, and we'll talk about that motorcycle as well. The major change though, bore and stroke has changed. The bore is narrower, the stroke is longer. The motorcycle loses 1 PS on top. It gains 1 Newton meter of torque in the process. It's a little more rideable than before. It's still a very, very staid, laid-back, old-school 150. In that sense, there are better 150s than this. But Bajaj is not messing with a package that they know works really well. So honestly, not the most exciting motorcycle, not the best 150 on the market perhaps, but it is still the largest selling 150. So if Bajaj doesn't want to mess with it, I honestly cannot question their judgment. That brings us to the new 180. Major changes is its CNG, which is Bajaj's term for color and graphics. So it gets the laser edge graphics thing, and there's a carbon fiber surround on the dash and all. But basically, fundamentally, BS4 engine, and now this gets a rear disc. It's a thing that I think if you ride motorcycles well, you'll realize that the rear brake isn't really important. But fundamentally, the customer wants it, so it gets a rear disc. Pulsar 220 already had a rear disc. There's no major updates to the motorcycle. Again, it's a very strong seller for Bajaj. They really don't need to do much, and they haven't. BS4 engine, color and graphics, laser edge, blah blah. This is the new 220. This is the 200 NS. It's back. It had disappeared while the AS was here. The AS did not find traction. I believe the AS will return as a more focused, more purposeful motorcycle than just a name. In the meantime, the AS is back. So it's got the BS4 engine, it's got a little belly pan that looks quite nice. It's got these graphics that Bajaj is calling global graphics. I think what they mean by that is fresh and modern, and that it does. It matches the body lines a little bit more, and therefore the NS looks quite a bit fresh. The NS price is 96,453 ex-showroom Delhi, and Bajaj says they've also worked on the noise variation and harshness, the refinement aspect of the motorcycle, and that's improved quite a lot. I rode it and I immediately remembered why I like this motorcycle so much. It's the best handling Pulsar, I think, apart from the RS. It's a really smooth, carefully made motorcycle, and step up in refinement and engineering you immediately tell from the old one to this one. Because if you remember, this was co-developed with the KTM 200. You get a lot of benefits that come to Bajaj from this. Finally, the RS 200, again, not much has changed. It's BS4 now. All the rest of it remains the same. The price for the Pulsar RS is 1,21,881 and 1,33,883 for the ABS model. And what Bajaj have basically done, apart from the noise vibration, harshness, and the BS4, is that they've cleaned up the graphics a little bit. We've complained in the past that the motorcycle was basically too busy in design, and it just was like a difficult thing to take in, and Bajaj has received the same feedback from customers also, who have also said, it's a little too busy for us. So these are much calmer graphics. There are a lot more black panels which hide the number of panels that are there in this fairing, and on the whole I think the RS does look better because of it. Is it a better design now? No, it still has too many panels and it's still a very busy motorcycle. I cannot see any change in the panels, so I assume just like the old one used to rattle after a while, this one would probably do as well. But on the whole, it definitely is easier to take in. One detail that you should notice, the front alloy and the rear alloy are not the same color anymore. So this blue and white version has a blue one in the front and a black 2017. Like I said, fundamental changes are BS4. Fundamental changes, everything gets automatic headlights on, the new CDI on the carbureted models, and refinement and harshness work on all of the motorcycles. These motorcycles are in the showroom. You should go and check them out.